what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over and open up a report that's already been pre-created. So I'm going to go back over to the home. I'm clicking over here, and I have a report that I've already pre-created called the commission report. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that commission report. And it's a pre-created report. And again, this report could have been a series of prompts that came up for a specific period of time. It could have come up with a specific list of item families that we want. It could have been specific territories. We could have set it up however we want. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look at this, this information specifically for, a specific item family, in this particular case for LED drivers, and I'm seeing it nested right now by specific salesperson. So what I'm going to do right now is if I look at this information, I can see right now for LED drivers, for Chris G, he has generated $127,000 of net sales for $46,000 of profit, and again, generating a certain amount of percentage on gross profit, and then also what the commission percentage as well for that sales period. So what I want to do is I want to get a little bit more detail on Chris G. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on Chris G at this intersection. And what's going to happen is it's going to launch another report. It's going to give me a different level of detail. So for that number of 127K, I'm seeing the information for LED drivers, for Chris G, broken down by invoice. Now, what's interesting here is I have the ability now to look at this information of what's going on, but I might want to see a little bit more information to get a little bit more context. So what I can do is I can actually click on the edit button that's up here in the top left. And by clicking on the edit button, my entire menu becomes available to me in terms of being able to add additional information into your report. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up this information. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my sales credits, go to my line key figures, and I want some additional information. So I want my sales quantity, I want my charges, and I want my discounts. And I can go ahead and take that information right into the report. I'll just move this over across just to make it sure that it kind of shows up the way I want. There we go. So I have my information. And now what I can do is not only do that, but I also have the ability to add in some information at the customer level. So I can go into my customer folder where I have my bill to areas, and I'm going to go ahead and take in my bill to customer group and bring that directly into my report as well. So not only am I seeing the information now for LED drivers, for Chris G, by customer group, by invoice, but I have all the information at the detail level of what's going on. However, if I wanted a summary now, instead of looking at it by invoice, if I just click on one of the invoices and I just press delete, I'm now going to get a summary for all the customer groups of what Chris G did for that 127,000 broken down by commission. So again, I have the ability to look at the information at whatever level of granularity that I want, whether I want to see it at the detailed level, down to the invoice, or if I want to see that information down to the customer level or what have you. I have that full-blown flexibility available to me.